had to tell the horse bone story. That's one thing I try to do when I'm over there. People say Africa has no resources, and I tell the people, pluck out your eyes and put in new eyes and start looking around you. There are resources. So we pick up dead horse bones, char them, powder them, put them in the compost, or just put them in the soil. And I point out all the things they throw away, eggshells, fish heads, all these things that can actually be composted or just put directly into their soil for feeding the soil. I'm very privileged to be here with people who understand the value of volunteering. I had no idea all of this was around, and it just makes me feel very undeserving to be up here. But I don't know what happened and how I got here. I think 20 years ago, I got a heifer gift catalog in our volunteer resource center at the aquarium, which, by the way, we have 500 volunteers that come in all the time, daily, weekly, divers scrubbing algae and people helping me water plants and other people doing water changes in tanks. There's just an amazing amount of local volunteers where we are. But I got that heifer catalog, and I bought some water buffalo, some chickens, some goats. I said, you know, that's not enough. I've got to do more, because I've always been passionate about teaching and passionate about the soil. And just working one job isn't enough. I have to do more and overload myself, I guess. But the soil is something I started in the late 70s, consulting and learning about, and I've just kept it up over years and learned and refined and trying to see what works. And when you talk about hunger, poverty, and malnutrition, all three of them are based on being healed by healing the soil. And we have to change that word sustainable to regenerative. We have to regenerate the soil, and then we'll have something to sustain. Those people that I work with have nothing to sustain right now, and we have to teach them to regenerate the soil. And it's not so much about money. It's more about the willpower and the willingness to do it without chemicals and without Western agriculture methods, because they're not going to work in these harsh, hot soils. We've got to do it nature's way. We can speed up nature's way and make it work for us. And then the water is not a problem. We plant trees. We can actually affect their climate in small ways by sequestering their water and making their land work for them instead of what little rain they get, it runs off and goes away. I remember in the early 80s, I don't know how many of you read the Mother Earth News, I still read it, but they had an editorial cartoon in the front of the magazine every month. And one month they had one and it said, we owe our existence to 6 inches of topsoil and the fact that it rains. And that's pretty basic. And the amount of topsoil loss now, every year, even in this country, is huge. Tons per acre every year. And we see what's happening with the rain all over. So I want to thank you for letting me do what I love to do, and NCBA CLUSA, thinking the soil is important and letting me do what I need to do, and even if it's picking up horse bones on the side of the road, I appreciate their support. The office has been wonderful. And the people over in Africa, the staff, just superb. Thank you so much.